The ABC crew talks about Cam versus Lat. Let's get straight to it. B. Ellis would like to have the floor here.
Whoa, you put me on Front Street. I did not ask for the floor here. It's going to be a great matchup. I think it potentially be matchup of the night. I think it'll be the best game of the night. I think that game has potential because Lat trains like a Marine, and Cam has been on a trajectory of he's trying to get into that top 5, top 3 talk. So I just think the way they bump and the way is the way I see it happening in my head of how the shots are going to go in, the energy in the building, and then they're the co-main event. I just think, I think it's going to be game of the night.
If there was a over-under on this game, I would for sure go over. Because I just feel like the pace and the shot making is going to be there. I feel like it's going to be fast. You know, Cam has a Ferrari engine. Like he's just try to score, check up, try to score. I like the pace. On the flip side of that, I do think Cam is going to have to shoot it really well that night. Because everything I've seen from Lat in every different league, we've seen him in one-on-ones. Obviously, he hasn't been really tested in ones yet. This is his biggest test to date. But he can really shoot the ball. So at times with Cam games, he can kind of stall out scoring a little bit. Some of that may have been due to, you know, him just getting into a flow of the game, or I don't want to say the competition he was playing, but maybe that played into him at some point. But he's going to have to make shots that night. And I actually think he will. And I think Lat's going to make shots. And I just see it being the fastest game of the night. Least possessions. Least amount of possessions.
I think I'm really interested to see what Lat looks like in person because I still haven't got to watch him in person.
Oh, that is crazy. You didn't see the 85.
I did not see the 85.
You've never seen him in person in general.
Were you guys there for 85? Were you guys there for 85? Were you guys there for 85?
What is happening? What just happened?
Oh my!
I got a feeling he's going to hold this record for a long time.
Oh my God! He has scored as much points as Donovan Mitchell last year, than Joel Embiid last year. The ball scored 71 in the whole game. He got 71 right now.
What if he scores 100? What if he gets
82?
I'm considering leaving.
If he scores 100 points today, I quit.
Oh man, probably phenomenal. But my thing with Lat is he hasn't been on the scene technically in such a long time, but his name has been holding weight for such a long time. Like that is very special off of just that one Warzone performance outside of the 3v3s. I think what in Detroit he did. But then you go into the season of Warzone and you perform like that, and people are still asking for red shoes months and months later. I think that's special.
Who I want to ask y'all though, who do y'all think has more to gain from a win in this situation? Because if you look at Cam, he is, in my opinion, 1 to 2 wins away from talking about top 5, in my opinion. Because I feel like he's maybe you have him around 10, 9, 8, 7, but I feel like he's gained a lot of momentum, is on a upwards trajectory, hasn't lost this year, right?
No.
I think if he beats Lat, and then I'm going to play ahead a little bit, just bear with me. If Moon does beat Eli for pay-per-view 3, I think if Cam takes care of business against Lat, and Moon wins his game against Eli, Cam versus Eli pay-per-view 3, if Cam wins that game, he's top 5. That is your route for top 5, Cam, and I think you could do it.
I ain't gonna lie, Mills. You just answered your own question.
I know I did. My
It's
bad.
Cam.
My bad.
It's Cam for sure, without a doubt. I just think his trajectory this year, he's taking the game a lot more seriously. Those guys have a faction in North Carolina right now between him, Day Tay, and it's another guy, I forget his name. Hot Grease is out there too. So they got a faction of good bump that they continuously spar with over and over and over. And if you playing against ISO Tay every day, you playing against some serious competition. And Data, that's two of the best defenders on the scene. But also on the other end, Latin is going against Imani Bates. He's sparring against a 6'6", 6'7" guy who's a bona fide scorer. Now, one thing I do want to understand or know is the defensive intensity in those sparring sessions, because one thing that Cam has an advantage of is Day and Tay understand the intensity of a 1v1 of that magnitude.
That's a good
point. One thing, another question I want to ask for you guys as well, Arcel, how does Lat guard the half court? I've yet to see somebody guard it from the volley.
Well, we've seen it for a quick stint when Rob played Cam. Immediately, Rob jammed him at the half court before he caught it, so he couldn't get a full head of steam. So then Cam had to readjust and go straight back to the triple threat at the 3-point line. That's how you have to guard it. You cannot allow them to catch and go downhill with space. You have to meet them directly as before. But before they catch it, they have to shield you off as if the 3-point line is where they're catching it at. Yeah. That's the only way you can guard that. And then you kind of have to just be physical immediately off the first dribble, and then you can kind of play off that. But just allowing them to catch and be free downhill, it's unstoppable. Especially when you have guys like Cam, guys like Burke, even a guy like Lat who can shoot the ball coming downhill. I think personally, though, I'm gonna go back real quick, and then you guys can continue on. I think Lat has more to gain from this matchup. I actually disagree, because my thing is if he comes back onto the scene and he gets this win, then Lat's in different conversations. He's like, man, he took months off, came back and beat a guy who's arguably top 10 and some people's top 7 and handled him, you know what I'm saying, on his home platform. Like, you know what I'm saying? Lat hasn't really been on the scene at all. I think that'd be a huge statement win for Lat, especially in front of all the people watching, in front of Bees, in front of Lance, in front of Kyrie, in front of whoever else is in attendance and whoever else is watching from home. I think it's a really statement. It's a statement victory waiting to happen for Lat.
Yeah. I mean, if he has like 3 appearances, every appearance we've seen from him in the one setting has been good. I know the tag team. I get it. It's not the same as a one-on-one, and it wasn't maybe the most experienced defenders. I'll say it that, because I don't think those guys weren't good players. I just think they weren't as experienced in the space.
Right.
But if he wins this game, I mean, he's got like 2 to 3 real appearances, and they're all big time. He's like 2 for 2, 3 for 3 at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And without a loss. So I could definitely see how that would kind of skyrocket his stock.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick, though. I would say if Lat does win this game, I would love to see the undefeateds go at it, him versus Malik. But go ahead, B.
Ooh, wow.
You going to make him go at Malik?
I would love to see the undefeateds. I would love to see it.
Oh, you can't make him go at his homie.
I would love to see
the Warzone partner.
I know, but hey, you feel me?
That'd be a dog. That'd be a dog fight.
Yeah, that would be a
dog fight.
That'd be a dog fight.
That'd be a good one.
Do we have a spread for this game? I got Cam minus 3 or 4.
I
think he's a favorite. I think Cam's a favorite.
He's a favorite.
Slightly.
The only thing that I'm hesitating on is just how well Lat shoots the ball every single time I've seen him play. That's the only thing where I'm like, I've never seen him shoot under 45%. So if he,
right?
Well, 3v3, yeah. Well, I'm sorry, like true. In the Detroit 3-on-3, I don't recall super well, but I don't think he was too offensively even into that game. But I just think I count on Lat to shoot the ball well that night. You know what I mean? I just haven't seen any signs that he's probably one of the most consistent shooters in the space. So I do think Cam is going to have to score with him. That's also why I think there's going to be the least amount of the possessions and the quickest game of the night, because Cam is going to have to keep up with his scoring. I don't doubt that he will, because I feel like Cam rises to occasions, right? I think he plays up to his competition. Cam might be a 3-point favorite in my head, based off experience and intensity and things like that. But Lat can shoot the heck out of it.
He can finish at the
rim.
He can
shoot the heck out of it, fellas. Hold on, time out. He can shoot that. Like, he's gonna shoot 45 from 3. He's gonna shoot about 50% from 3. I don't know, fellas.
The thing is, the physicality comes into play. I'm just wondering how Michelet are gonna call it, because in the first team in TNC01, it was physical in there. You know, it was allowed to be 1 hand on shoulder, sometimes 2 hands on the torso in some of the games. So I'm curious to see if Lat can shoot it at that pace, if Cam is going to be all the way up forcing him to that rim and making him finish. I'm curious to see if Lat can adjust and finish it, which I think he can, because he has the stature, he has the body to finish at the rim through contact. But I'm just curious to see throughout the course of a game if it could be sustainable.
I think so. It's gonna be a really verbally interesting too, because both of them do pop it. So
Bro,
That's
if it
gonna
gets
be
to that
fun,
level, who do you trust more?
Bro, Cam is like one of the most intense guys that I trust to match energy. But Lat, I feel like, has the same thing. I feel like it's like this. I can't give a guy an edge in that.
I know this is the most even matchup.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
This
Dog.
definitely has potential for game of the night outside of
For
Lance
sure.
B's, for obvious reasons. But
yeah.
definitely for the undercards, you guys see any other ones that you think would be better? Because this feels like it has the highest potential to be a game of the night.
If we get that Day Eli, plus him being in shape.
Did it, Eli?
The first half?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're saying if that Eli shows up.
If that
yeah.
Eli shows up, plus he's in shape, one-on-one shape.
A lot of people are writing Eli off because of recent performances.
yeah.
And I just don't forget, guys. Do not forget.
If you can, I'm talking even to the comment section. If y'all can, just go to Lat page and just watch him train. Like watch bro, he's like got out of a swimming pool, bro.
David Goggins out there.
Bro,
Yes.
real talk, bro. So him being in shape is not even a question. Fresh off an MVP season.
Yeah. And he's off a season, which I think is important because you got to keep playing. You can't just train like a Marine. He's also implementing, like he's just coming off of a season. I think he'll be like mid-season form. But I just want to say too, like the card is good here. Like the pay-per-view 2 is good. Obviously, it's got Lance and Bees. It's got some really interesting matchups like this one. But also, I just want to remind people, like, it is going to be a lot cooler than I think we're realizing leading up to it. Like, we're going to have like 500 people there. You know what I mean? And pay-per-view 1 was awesome, by the way. Awesome. All the games were amazing. But I do see people saying like some of the matchups are not really feeling some of the matchups. And to me, I think the energy of the building and just like having Kyrie there obviously helps. And some of the production that's going into it, like everything is being lifted up in those aspects. Last pay-per-view, we didn't have that many people in the building.
Like
really.
100, 150.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is more opened up. Like there's going to be a times 3 to 4 just in terms of energy in the building. So I think that's going to help a lot too.
I do think I watch a lot of battle rap, and a lot of the times when it's a card that you don't expect to be insane,
Yeah.
ends up being insane.
Facts.
And we're not gonna act like Red Shoes ain't on the card, Cam ain't on the card, Eli Carter ain't on the card just because he had a couple okay 3v3s because he was sick. With a top 5 player like Moon, with Hoodie Kell, his trajectory, I know he's gonna get voted in. And whoever else is voted in from that season, potentially Iso Tay, like I'm telling you, the cards that you don't expect to be, oh my God, it's gonna be oh my God, bro. I'm telling you.
Hey, 10K subscribers, fellas. We just hit it.
Cap. No, we're at 10K
just
right
hit it.
now. Yeah. Stop playing.
Ah,
Appreciate
10K in
y'all.
a month.
First
In a
milestone.
month.